our board meeting for August, our first one. We have a quorum, and we've been called to order. That gets us to the Pledge of Allegiance. Will our senior student board member please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? And please stand to join us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She used to be our junior student board member. Now she's big senior this year. I know. And we all cry. We do. We have a full year with your beauty. All right. That gets us to the adoption of the agenda. May I see a motion to adopt the agenda with all of the items under A? Because of the way it's numbered. So we can do it with all the items under A.
Motion to approve.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have many seconds. All right. All those in favor of approving the agenda as it is? Thank you so much. That is everyone. I appreciate it. All right, that gets us to awards and recognitions, which is always one of our most exciting times of the board meeting, and it looks like we have a full house for that reason. So for that, I'm going to turn it over to our Director of Schools, Dr. Adrienne Battle.
Thank you so much, Chair Elrod, and good evening, board members. Tonight, I'd like to recognize a couple of our career-based learning partners for their excellent work, and I mean excellent work, to create opportunities for our students. And then we'll have a special treat for everyone as we hear a performance from some of our outstanding students. So for the past 15 years, Ascension St. Thomas has partnered with the St. Thomas Scholars Program to prepare students to work as medical assistants, guiding them successfully to pass the CCMA Industry Certification Exam. This long-standing collaboration is a testament to Ascension's dedication to equipping students with the skills and credentials necessary to thrive in the healthcare industry. Additionally, Ascension has shown an ongoing commitment to engaging with our students in various ways. They hire at least 20 interns every year who participate in our career-based learning program, providing them with hands-on experience and mentorship. Ascension also actively participates in our schools by sending guest speakers to share their expertise, hosting field trips that give students a real-world view of the healthcare industry, and maintaining a strong presence at our annual Freshman Career Fair with a dedicated booth. Last spring, Ascension further demonstrated their support by holding a job fair specifically for seniors in healthcare academies, providing them with direct access to career opportunities and invaluable networking experiences. This initiative further demonstrates their commitment to supporting our students' career growth and ensuring their successful transition into the workforce. Beyond their work with the St. Thomas Scholars Program, internships, and job fairs, Ascension has played a pivotal role in preparing students for their future careers by creating a nurturing and challenging environment. Their dedication to integrating hands-on experience with mentorship and career guidance has allowed our students to thrive and help them develop crucial skills that are highly valued in the workforce. With us tonight from Ascension St. Thomas are Sheree Doraya, Director of Workforce Development, Kristen Swaffer, Regional Director of Talent Market Operations, Donna McCarty, Training Educator, and Alicia Boutwell, Training Educator. We'd like to take an opportunity, to invite them up to the podium and thank them again for all they do for our students. And also, I wanted to say a special thank you to Deborah Crosby, our career-based learning coordinator, for all of her great work in leading this program. So at this time, again, I'd like to invite the Ascension team and Deborah to please come and join us to be acknowledged and recognized and to pose for a photo. Come on up, please.
Anybody else in the healthcare academy?
Don't go that way. Got all of us.
Be careful.
I got excited. I was like, oh my God, somebody brought spaghetti.
Again, thank you to our partners at Ascension. We greatly appreciate you all. We know today has been an extremely busy day for you all, but we like to pause and really give thanks for your continued partnership and for the great work that we know that will exist ahead. Thank you. All right, next up, we have the Nashville Electric Service. They've been another great outstanding partner to the district, demonstrating a strong commitment to the professional development of our students and playing a crucial role in preparing them for successful careers in the energy sector. NES's commitment to our career-based learning program is evident through their active participation in various initiatives. NES employees regularly visit schools as guest speakers, sharing their expertise and inspiring students to explore careers in the energy industry. Additionally, NES hosts a booth each year at our annual Freshman Career Fair, engaging directly with students and providing them with invaluable insights into the opportunities available within the company. In 2023, NES took their commitment to the next level by hiring 12 graduates from MNPS as interns. This hands-on experience allowed these students to gain critical technical skills and an in-depth understanding of the energy industry. The success of this initiative is highlighted by the fact that just last month, 10 of these 12 interns were offered full-time positions with NES and are now earning more than $80,000 a year, a brilliant sign of the quality of the training and mentorship they received during their internships. Sorry. So I should say that again because I was, slightly interrupted.
Yeah, you really did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was.
All right, so the success of this initiative is highlighted by the fact that just last month, 10 of these 12 interns were offered full-time positions with NES and are now earning more than $80,000 a year.
Woo!
I had the honor of attending the graduation ceremony for these interns a few weeks ago. And I'll tell you, I was blown away by their accomplishment and by the investment NES has made in them. NES is now in the process of interviewing candidates for 6 new internship positions, further demonstrating their ongoing commitment to developing the next generation of energy professionals. The impact of NES's partnership is evident in the success of our students. Many have gone on to pursue careers in the energy industry, using the skills and knowledge they gained through their experiences with NES as a foundation for their professional growth. This success speaks highly to the quality of the learning opportunities provided by NES and their unwavering support of our students' development. NES has also consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, ensuring that all students, regardless of their background, have access to these valuable learning experiences. Their inclusive approach has helped create a welcoming environment where all students can thrive and achieve their full potential. Again, I'd like to pause and give a huge thank you to NES for their outstanding work with our students and their graduates. We have some of these great leaders with us here tonight. We have Tony Williams, Special Projects Coordinator, Vaughn Charles, Vice President of Operations, Transportation, and Distribution, and Jack Baxter, Vice President of Power System Operations. We'd like to welcome them up, along with our career-based learning lead, Deborah Crosby, to be recognized, to be acknowledged, and to pose for a photo. So NES team, please come on up.
Students from Overton.
I do. I have
We have
one.
students from Nationwood, White Springs, Southern Utah. Yes, come on up.
I know there's one from Stratford.
Bradford, yes. McGavick.
Thank you so much. I was up here getting my fronds up too. Thank you. It saved my life. Some efforts are getting old, but they're not that old, so I still I miss that, being able to just. Like, it's $1 now. In the midst.
Again, thank you, Board, for giving me an opportunity to acknowledge the amazing partnerships that exist in Metro Nashville Public Schools. Ascension, NES are just shining examples of the power of partnership and how they can transform lives for our students and our families. So thank you for giving me that wonderful opportunity. Now, as the board and many others here in attendance know, on August 1st, we released the district's Every Student Known song, which beautifully reflects our mission to know every student and as an individual with unique talents, aspirations, and dreams, and to make sure every student is supported, cared for, and on a path to success. After last year's Every Student Known Summit, we thought about updating our Every Student Known song so that we can have an anthem created by and for MNPS students. Actually, I'm not sure we could have possibly known what that seed of an idea would grow into. So this summer, a group of our students came together to write and record this song over the course of a 4-day songwriting summit. Many of them didn't know each other before they got there, but they quickly bonded, formed a powerful team, cheered each other on, and became a family. You can see that over and over again in the beautiful documentary that was made about the Songwriting Summit and in the music video, which Music Makes Us helped to make possible with their generosity. I have heard this song many times now. I think I know the lyrics and the melodies and the vocal runs and the tempo changes backward and forward. I listen to it in my car and in my office and at home when I'm preparing for and ending my day. But I still seem to get a little teary just about every time I hear it. So I might be reaching for my Kleenex in a moment, and I encourage you to have yours within reach too. So now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Every Student Known singers accompanied for this special performance this evening by students from Eagle View Elementary School and Warner Arts Magnet Elementary School.
Standing side by side, Valentine's in his side. The brilliance is our way, every student, every day. There's so much to find. Each school a gold mine. Every student knows the promise that we know. So much we can be, patience and you see. Every student knows the goal we will not go. Our commitment to be the brilliance in you. There's brilliance in you, oh, oh, oh. There's brilliance in you, oh, oh, oh. There's brilliance in you. Every day a brand new start. What we do without the church. Never on our own. Don't try and walk alone. Don't be shy, you gotta see all the great things that will be. Standing side by side. God only needs the time. Every student knows a promise that we know. There's so much we can be. Stay patient and you'll see. Every student knows a goal we won't let go. See the brilliance in you. Every student knows there's so much we can be. Every student knows all we want is our commitment to see the brilliance in you. There's brilliance in you. Oh, oh, oh. 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 There's brilliance in you. It's a dream, so you know we gotta live that. You know what we got to contradiction.
I do believe with your hands to guide me, I'll keep climbing. I do believe in you and me. I do believe in you and me. Oh, I do believe in you and me. I do see. It's a guy that
Promise that we own. There's so much we can be. Stay patient and you'll see. Every student knows the goal we won't let go. It's our commitment to be that brilliant.
Wow,
Amazing.
wow, wow. Y'all give it up for them one
Amazing.
more time. I had not heard this version, so y'all done it again. Let me give a few special shout outs to our scholars. First of all, y'all, huge shout out for our scholars at Warner and Eagle View. Let's give them a Warner and Eagle View, y'all, I know they didn't have a lot of time to rehearse, but they nailed it. They've added so much to the song this evening, and thank you for letting me join you all for a photo a few minutes ago. That was so much fun. So let me tell everyone a little more about our singers who came together over the summer to create this amazing song and the brilliant music educators who work with them. We put an all call out towards the end of the 23-24 school year, and these students and their families stepped up and said, "We're in." And they gave us 4 full days in early June, not long after the school year had ended. These are the 11 students who participated in the Songwriting Summit, which took them to Capital Christian Music Group on Music Row and to Universal Music Group's Nashville studios just down the street here in Berry Hill. And students, as I call your names, what I want you to do, why don't you just give us a wave so we know who you are, and then just face the crowd, and we'll take a group photo at the end, board member remains, okay? First up, let me give a shout out to Savannah Bell from Nashville School of the Arts. Corinne Bryan from J.T. Moore Middle School. Miss Journey Butler from Warner Arts Magnet Elementary School. Leslie Hammonds from the Nashville School of Art. Jordan Harris from Hume Fogg Academic Magnet High School. King Curry from Nashville School of the Art. Raya McEwen from the Nashville School of the Arts. Luca McLaughlin from J.T. Moore Middle School. Darren Sadler from Hume Fogg. Houston Smith from Nashville School of the Arts. And Zoe Zabecki from Hume Fogg. Let's not forget the outstanding MNPS music educators who help the students create this beautiful piece of music. Y'all, let's give it up for Bryson Finney. Bryson is a former classroom music teacher who now works as learning technology as a specialist for the district. Thank you so much for your leadership, Bryson. And also DeWanna Hammonds, a choral music teacher at Warner Arts Magnet Elementary School. And last but not least, we must give it up for Franklin Willis, who is the Visual and Performing Arts Director for MNPS. This is the man who brought all of this together after we said we need a song. Go. Figure it out. Let me just say that this group is going places, literally. They have been invited to sing along with the Percy Priest Elementary School Choir at Pencil's Back to School breakfast next week. And they'll perform again at the Nashville Public Education Foundation's Hall of Fame luncheon next month. And I have a feeling these invitations will keep coming in. And this song is going places too. See, all of our music programs in the district will be learning every student known. Our music teachers arrange the song for band, orchestra, choir, and elementary music. We've got a full curriculum and a teaching guide around this song. Every student known will be ringing through all of our MNPS schools, and of course you can find it on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, and on other major streaming platforms. So students and educators, thank you all for bringing everything that you have to this project and creating this wonderful song. I could not be prouder of this entire group. I could not be prouder, and I still tear up every time I hear the song and watch the documentary. I am super proud, and I want you to know the phone calls and emails and texts I get from educators from everywhere. I mean, they're so proud and excited and want to do what you are doing. So congratulations. Thank you to everyone for sharing your talents with us. And I want you to know, as I visited schools the first day, the first week of school, you should have seen the 80,000 plus students and educators reacting and responding to your song as it played over intercoms everywhere across Nashville. So congratulations to you all. We're so proud again. We'd like to get a group photo of you before you transition. Y'all, let's give it up for them one more time.
A little bit.
I think I did. Jordan Harris.
Sorry.
Yep.
This way. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna get
All right, students, wait. Good job.
Everything happens. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
she don't know. You can help.
The first one. I told you, I watched YouTube, but I didn't see the improv, and I did.
Come here, I'm just going to turn it.
Well, that is quite the way to make sure it's known that we're the school system of Music City. So I appreciate, we had obviously some very talented students here, but I also appreciate all their families being here. And then also from our elementary schools that were able to make it tonight. And I knew some of the song because my own students already know it a bit. So it's going to get in your ear. It's an earworm for sure. It's great. So we appreciate y'all being here and us all getting to enjoy it together. That gets us to the director's report. So for that, I'm going to turn it back over to our director of schools, Dr. Adrian Battle, so we can go over some back to school information.
All right, thank you again, Chair Rod, and board members. We are off to a strong start to the 24-25 school year after an excellent first week of schools. As I visited throughout the district, I've seen students engaged in learning, parents excited to see off their students for a new school year, teachers getting ready and prepared for fun but rigorous learning opportunities. Our support staff have been preparing to work with all of our students, and our school administrators have been making sure everyone has the support they need to succeed. Now, I'm excited to show some examples of the work that has gone into making the start of the school year such a success. So the week before we came back to school, it was a pretty action-packed few weeks too. We celebrated our teachers with the annual Together for Teachers pep rally at our new location just down the street at Geodis Park on Monday, July 29th. It was a great night of being together and recognizing the invaluable role our teachers play in our schools and in our community. And every teacher left with lots of goodies, including an MNPS lawn chair. Then on August 3rd, the Saturday before school, we celebrated our recent accomplishments and just had a lot of fun and mainly no injuries. I'm happy to say at our MNPS and Friends All-Star Celebration event at Lipscomb University. Oh, is that still a true statement? Okay, she's still. That event brought together our alumni, our families, our elected officials, and other supporters for a fun and funny and surprisingly high-scoring basketball game, school supplies, musical performances, giveaways, food, and more. So I want to say a big thank you to all the board members, Mayor O'Connell, council members, and others who came out to celebrate our teachers and our entire MNPS family. These events really set the tone for getting back to school and being proud of everything we've achieved in the last few years. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge all the back to school events that happen all over the city, the partnerships that existed across the city. It was just tremendous to see everyone leaning in to make sure that, one, our children were excited, but most importantly, that families had what they need to start the school year. So really, really proud of that work. For those of us that are in this work on a day-to-day basis, it can be easy to sometimes take for granted the many different improvements, investments, and strategies we've implemented across the district that help Metro schools stand out from our peers and have helped to exceed the state of Tennessee in TCAP growth. While I don't want to take up the entire night talking about all of them, I just briefly wanted to ground our conversation in some of the improvements we've seen since the onset of COVID in 2020, leveraging a combination of federal ESSER funds and investments from Metro government. We have no-cost meals for every student. This is something that started during the pandemic with federal USDA waivers, but it's something we committed to, you committed to as a board, continuing beyond that time. And we are the leader in the state in ensuring that our students, regardless of income or zip code, have access to no-cost breakfast and lunch every day. We not only became a one-to-one technology district during the pandemic to support remote learning, but we have maintained that program to ensure all students and our educators have their own device that can be used for key instruction. Our advocacy centers are in the elementary schools, led by advocacy center coaches who help students process and regulate their emotions. I mean, these are phenomenal spaces that I have the opportunity of visiting almost daily. Our peace centers are staffed by restorative practice assistants who also help students regulate their emotions as well as restore the harm done by actions and promote the bonds for our students and our teachers. The Safety Ambassador Program has been very well received by our elementary schools, modeled after the campus support role where they help to keep the building safe by walking the perimeter, checking the doors, monitoring the hallways, ensuring compliance with safety plans, and otherwise just been a great support for our school administrators. Our Scholars Portfolio has been a great resource in giving students extra time to learn and more personalized learning. From the Accelerating Scholars High Impact Tutoring Program, which gives one-on-one and small group tutoring support for students, to Enriching Scholars, which extends the school week with engaging curriculum activities, to our Promising Scholars Program, which has extended the school year for any student who wants to participate, helping them to catch up or get ahead of their peers in core instructional areas, coupled with fun activities throughout the day. Prior to the pandemic, we struggled as a district in getting the resources to ensure every student and teacher had the textbooks and instructional materials they needed to keep on pace with our rigorous standards. Now, we have those resources for both students and teachers, allowing for consistent educational experience across the district and ensuring no student falls behind due to the lack of learning resources. And I just got to plug here because our students have multiple form of instructional materials. We have moved beyond just the traditional textbook. There are materials that accompany every course, but there's also the ability for our students to access their instructional materials online. So we're extremely proud of that. And finally, not last, but one thing I want to highlight here is our student-based budgeting model, which has been a strong resource for giving our school principals the flexibility they need to make important decisions based on the unique needs of their school, while also allocating our dollars to meet unique student needs with an equity-focused model of ensuring those who need the most supports receive the most supports. All of these programs and more have helped us to raise our expectation and that of our families about what is possible when we have leadership that will step up when our students need it the most and ensure we're moving towards our North Star of being the premier large school district in Tennessee and beyond. So this year, we not only welcome students back to schools across the district, we also welcome back one of our schools to the MNPS family. We have successfully launched the new and improved, back and better Brick Church Middle School, which had previously been under the authority of the Achievement School District and the Lead Charter School Network. We tapped internally Dr. Robin Beard, who had previously served at the Brick Church Middle School feeder, Alex Green Elementary, to serve as the new principal of Brick Church Middle. This not only gives families a great MNPS option in their neighborhood, but adheres to our philosophy of every student known and ensures they will receive a GPA experience that's guaranteed, personalized, and applied experiences across the 3 tiers. It also allows them to take part in the Whites Creek cluster identity with a coherent and consistent through line of opportunities that will prepare them for college, career, and life. Remember, we launched our early college at Whites Creek a few years ago, and now these students, through this feeder completion, have access to that early college model. I look forward to the great things we'll be able to do at Brick Church that will accelerate the progress this cluster has experienced over the last few years. Well, next, the heart of quality education is making sure we have high-quality teachers in every classroom. We have made tremendous strides in filling vacancies and bringing in strong, highly talented educators to join Team MNPS across the district, and that work will continue. I appreciate the board for your commitment. It has made, the commitments you've made over the recent years to supporting our people. You've advocated with the mayor and Metro Council for higher starting pay raises, pay rate step increases, cost of living adjustments. We are seeing one of the lowest vacancy rates in recent memory, and our investments in classroom associates help to ensure that when there is a vacancy, our students have a dedicated staff member, many of whom are previous certified teachers who knows them, they know the school, and can plan for transitions between teachers. So we are extremely proud of our 98% fill rate and the tremendous work that our human resources team is doing with our school principals to both retain and recruit highly qualified educators, along with our partnership with MNEA in helping us advocate for what's best in our schools, creating the conditions for our educators to thrive. So again, Paul, it's good to see you. Thank you all for your continued partnership. Thank you for the leadership of our human resources team. And we are definitely off to a great start. So we couldn't have our schools ready to go on day one and every day after that without a lot of tremendous work going on behind the scenes. I was with the bus drivers last Monday, the day before we started back, and I love the enthusiasm I saw and felt in that auditorium. And that was a standing room only crowd, by the way, which is a testament to the work of our operations team, again, around retention and recruitment. The rest of our transportation team, as well as nutrition services, facilities and maintenance, and safety and security, have also been ready to roll and working hard to ensure that our schools are safe, that they're cool, and working well. Our students are getting nutritious meals, and everyone is getting to and from school safely, and seeing a friendly face at every point in the day. So I want to give a big thank you to these Team MNPS members for all that they do. We cannot uplift our educators, our operations team enough because they are working together to make sure our students and our schools have what they need. So Chief Sullivan, thank you to you and your team. Please continue to extend our heartfelt thanks for all that they do. So the last days of summer and first days of school bring a flurry of activity for our enrollment centers, and they're always up to the task. Y'all, they get students enrolled, they help with transfers, and just generally make sure students and families have what they need so that they can be where they need to be for the start of the school year. You can see on this slide the tremendous number of touch points that our enrollment center has had actually just over the last few weeks. So we're extremely thankful for their talents, for their leadership and supporting our people and our families to a successful start of the school year. Speaking of our students and our families, as we all know, we have a beautifully diverse school district that reflects the vibrancy of our city. And we are proud to be a leader in the work of teaching students how to speak, read, and write the English language. Thank you. This is an especially busy time of year for our EL team, as well as they bring students in and get to work quickly on assessments that guide instruction. I want to thank our EL team across the district for leading the way in this space. And it's always good to not only support them in getting students ready and families ready for the start of the school year, but the ongoing success that our students, our EL students have. But we definitely embrace the diversity that we have, and we think it's a strength of our district as a whole. As you know, we are committed to giving our educators and support staff the time and training they need to grow in their work and get better all the time, reflecting our goal of continuous improvement in everything we do. Whether an employee is brand new to the district or entering year 20, we want them to have consistent opportunities to learn, reflect on their practice, and grow as a professional. I will highlight here that the number of summer planning days is just phenomenal. I mean, it's not required. That is our educators just honing their craft and coming in over the summer, planning either individually or in teams to make sure we're first day ready. We're not wasting any time. And so, again, I just commend our leaders all across the district for maximizing planning days, summer professional development, our new educators who are coming in, who jump right into orientation, and all the launch opportunities to prepare for the start of the school year. Some of our construction work has flown under the radar, so I want to make sure everyone knows about the facilities that have come online or are well underway. We've talked about the 3 elementary schools undergoing new builds or full renovations at Lakeview, Paragon Mills, and Percy Priest. But we also just opened important additions to Cambridge High School and Old Center Elementary to ensure we're keeping up with the needs in those communities. And we have 3 new turf fields getting ready to make their big game debuts at Maplewood, McGavick, and Stratford High School. And this is just a reminder that last year we had our first 3 at Pearl Cone, East, and Whites Creek High School. So thank you to everyone in facilities construction as well as athletics who has worked with our construction partners to get these projects completed and ready to go. Again, I'm going to take a point of privilege to really highlight their work because construction projects are hard. They can be complicated. They can be complex in many ways, and when you have so many projects happening at the same time, it takes tremendous leadership. So I want to give a shout out to our team, thank them for all that they do, and y'all, these projects have been completed on time, which doesn't happen very often. So kudos to the team, and just be on the lookout as we celebrate the opening of these new schools, these renovations, and the turf fields. Another shout out, our Family Information Center continue to provide key dates, details, documents, and requirements to students and families, as well as our employees as we ramped up the new school year. This work is so important to ensuring a smooth transition for our students and families, as well as employees and even graduates who need their transcripts. So you see those touch points, over 7,500 stakeholders were assisted during the start of the school year. And again, this is only captured from July 29th through August 9th. All right, so they've been busy, but they have been getting it done. So kudos to our Family Information Center, that small but mighty team who gets it done. So I also know safety continues to be top of mind for so many of us, and we are constantly reviewing and adding to what we do. I talk to Chief Drake regularly, and our teams talk to each other just as often, probably even almost daily. I'm looking at Maura, she's shaking her head in agreement. And that partnership with MNPD has been and remains a strong one. You can see on the slide some of our most recent safety and security initiatives and steps we continue to take to make students as safe as possible while in a welcoming, learning, and working environment. That includes moving our CRAZE training this year from cluster ride hubs to each school having tailored training in their very own learning spaces in their school buildings. And we have an increase in SRO staffing that will allow a phase expansion into our elementary schools while we continue to support every school with either an SRO or community police officer. In terms of physical security, I want to be clear about this. The state of Tennessee passed a law requiring new construction to have shatter-resistant glass in exterior portions of the building. We, meaning this board and our administration, decided to go above and beyond that and outfit all of our buildings. Okay, so we are going above and beyond what's required by law. That work is still ongoing throughout the year, but we have made significant progress and will continue until all schools are finished. But I just wanted to make that note. State law only requires it for those new builds, but we're installing this in every MNPS school. We're also looking to further expand the installation of our audio enhancement equipment as we seek to secure funding for a full implementation across the district in the upcoming school year. This equipment's primary function is to project the voice of the teachers into the classroom, helping to reduce teacher fatigue and increase educational equity, while also offering an emergency alert feature for teachers to be able to quickly report incidents to the administration and request help from security and law enforcement if needed. Again, these are just a few of the many examples of how we're working to keep our students and staff safe, building on years of investments and strategies that work together for a safe and secure environment. So as I close, I want to thank you all for your support, board members. As we've started up another school year, this work, these photos, this video, it's what it's all about. For the viewing public, I'll just share, I have received the numerous emails and calls just about the excitement of the start of the school year, just about how well things are going. I hear you, and we will continue to take that feedback about those successes and leverage them throughout the remainder of this school year. And it's great learnings as we move forward into school years ahead. So I'm really excited about it. Again, the joy, the excitement. Y'all have heard me say I've never been more excited about the start of a school year, just how our students are coming back into the year just well prepared. Our students are well prepared and ready to go this year, and it's so exciting to see, and we're up to meeting the challenge and getting every student what they need, when they need it, so that they can thrive regardless of the school that they're enrolled. So thank you for giving me a few moments to provide some back to school, start of school year updates. I hesitated on this full update just simply because I knew I was going to forget something. So if I have forgotten something, I see you. I value the work that you're doing. It's just so much good stuff happening. I wanted to try to capture as much as I could in this update this evening. So with that, Chair Rod, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much. All right. There's a lot of good updates and details, but I'm sure we have some questions. So comments or questions? We'll start with Member Mays.
Yeah, just a really quick comment. Dr. Battle, thank you for this. This is a tremendous update. I get asked a lot, what do you do during the summer? And this truly answers that question. So this is amazing, and I am so proud to be associated with this district because we continue to lead the pack in excellence, and it's because of great leadership and our amazing educators, and not to mention those fantastic little people that we call students. So thank you so much for this update. This was definitely something that we needed to see. Appreciate that.
Vice Chair Blair.
And continue that. I just want to thank your team, your chiefs, and people that's also in the support hub. Thank you, because I remember when I first came on the board 4.5 years ago. The former chair Anna Shepard and I really had a conniption that kids were in debt for lunch. And remember, we were talking about raising money from the community to pay off debt for kids to eat so they can learn. And the fact now that you get breakfast and lunch, and we've done it within 5 years after a pandemic, that's going to know is that an 8-year-old kid should not be in debt for lunch. Like it's absurd. And the fact that now that we are at this point where that is just the norm, is just the progress that we have made over a short period of time, given that. And even the bus drivers. I remember one time having a bus driver shortage and trying to recruit that. And now we're at a place where that's not a major issue that we have to confront, and getting the calls from the constituents about kids being picked up late. Just to see the progress, particularly in operations, to make sure our kids can get to school. And once they're there, they're actually being serviced as humans as they should be, so they can learn the best environment, so we can have the great test scores growth that we've had over the past 3 years, that all of it works together. And I just really want to thank the staff for doing it, because you make us look good. And you do the hard day work. You're solving major problems multi-million dollar problems, multi-complex. I keep telling people we have 160 odd buildings, we have 80,000 kids, 10,000 employees. Like, we are running a city within a city. We are running Fortune 5 level size organization, and we do it day after day, month after month, year after year. And I just really want to acknowledge that, because I know sometimes you're working 10, 12 hours a day. Sometimes you're a little frustrated. You're working on fumes and coffee and a lot of water. And just know that we see you and we thank you.
Member O'Hara Block?
So I want to compliment in particular the family engagement and family info team who I know I give this answer to people all the time when they call with a question, be in touch with your principal, but anything that you need to handle or don't understand how to do, you can call family info, you can email family info. And I had, first of all, very few questions come up at the beginning of this year, which is fantastic. It means that things are operating as they should. But when people have had questions, issues, et cetera, that support team has been fantastic. And so really excited about that and grateful for the customer service that folks are getting, myself included, actually. I call the hotline myself not infrequently when I have a question. And then also just the Student Outcomes Committee, which is one of the standing board committees, we're going to be meeting quarterly this year to talk about the different focused outcomes and get into a little more detail on probably some of the things that we saw tonight and other sort of academic and SEL related things. So excited about that, and just wanted to make sure that folks knew that that was coming. And I had one other thing I was going to say, and then I forgot. So if I remember it, I will raise my hand again. Oh, I know what it was. 98% staffing is crazy great. That's all.
Dr. Namba McKinney, do you still have something to say?
No, she said it.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I too was. I was going to say, though I don't have as much tenure as some people on the board, it does make me incredibly proud because I don't know when we've seen a 98% fill rate. And I know that is not just because of the success of MNPS and the culture of MNPS, but also because of the work of our human resources team. So thank you to all of y'all. And also, I appreciate our board prioritizing some of the needs that they had. There's been definite times when I have been on the board where we've had to make cuts. And unfortunately, HR and its supporting employees or systems or fingerprinting or whatever it's been has been the quick and easy thing to find to cut. And we have seen how that has hurt the end user of our employees. And so I'm so glad that we've been able to kind of right side that as much as we've been able to so that we can better support our employees, whether they are teachers or support staff, if we treat them with dignity, or students are treated with dignity. And having and making sure that we can employ them and onboard them is so key to not just, of course, having a good workplace, but it's really important to retention as well. So we are so grateful that that work has been beneficial to everyone inside the MNPS world that makes our world go around. I'm sure many of y'all have heard the increased talk about universal meals and school meals, and we call them no-cost meals here at MNPS because though they are free to our families, they're still not free for us. We still make sure that we pay for them. And that has also been a big priority of our board, and I'm proud of that. I want to make sure that it's just known so that we can appropriately thank that is only able to be done because of the partnership we have with our city and the shared commitment to our students and the betterment of our families. That is not provided in any way by the state or by federal government. And so it is really a wonderful thing that we're able to provide. We were the first to provide it. I know for a while we were the only ones, and I think one other school system this year maybe is providing that. Don't quote me on that. If anybody's quoting me on that, we'll get back to you if you need that information for sure. But We have absolutely been the leader in making sure that we have those no-cost meals. And that's because it has significant rewards, not just for, of course, our students and our families, and of course, the high child poverty amount that's inside of Tennessee, but it also, of course, rewards our employees. A hungry student is not a student that can learn. And that is an unreasonable request of a child. And so I'm so proud that we have that as well. Lastly, I really appreciate the human resources update on our classroom vacancies. I would love to know if we have that at some point about all of our other operational. Honestly, we have so many titles of people. I think that's called codes, is what I've usually been told by HR. There's so many codes of employees. I don't know how we could ever get that for everyone, but to Vice Chair Player's point, we've had such a difficult time in the past with keeping certain staff members, particularly bus drivers or nutrition. I would love to know where we are with those fill vacancies. If we can get that later, I don't need that now, but like in a director's update or something. I think that would be really wonderful to be able to say. Anecdotally, I want to be able to say, I do see the hard work, and that obviously has been significantly increased. And I appreciate that as well from Mara and of course, Lisa, our chiefs of operation and HR, I apologize. And I appreciate that y'all have prioritized that. It has been so noticeable this year with the increased satisfaction from constituents about their buses. If nothing else, I'm not getting as many texts from my children's own school about the yellow stripe bus is late today, or whatever its color it may be. And so it's been really lovely to see how those families are supported, and they know that they can count on us. Our bus drivers are the first face that so many of our families and our children see every day. They serve a really important part, key to our school system and our culture of it. And so I really appreciate that we've prioritized them and that we have a good fill rate there, because not only is it good for our students, it's good for our families. And truly, I don't have a good number, but I'm telling you, I've heard it from a handful of families. And in the past, it's felt like buckets of families that have had some type of issue here or there. And sometimes that's been family generated. But for sure, a massive improvement. And I'm just so appreciative of that. It really speaks to the professional level that we try to all hold to each other. And so I really am so proud. And then the Family Information Center, again, I'm glad they're just getting their kudos. A lot of people don't realize that they're live people that work here. A lot of times people think that it's like a call center that they're calling somewhere. They work right down the hall. And it's so lovely to know that it's somebody that's invested inside of MNPS. They are very helpful. They have had to help me more than once remember what my student ID number is for my children. I would love to tell you, I've now written that in my notes app, but there has been times where I've needed them to remind me. And so I appreciate that. And then also I want to make sure we have on the record that we appreciate MNPD going to all of our schools. That's been a big request from our families. And MNPD, just like us, is a large group of employees. That's a huge institution. It's a big group to try to organize all of that training with all of our schools. That's a lot of lift internally for them as well. And so I appreciate that they prioritized that and heard that. They didn't really have to do that. They knew that it was a big request coming from us. So I really appreciate that they took that time and prioritized it with their own staffing, because I know that they have a hard time staffing as well, of making sure that all of our teachers and schools could individually meet with them and go over their safety protocols. So I really appreciate it. I know it's been, I always call the beginning of the school year a beautiful disaster or a beautiful mess. And it's because no matter how well you plan, something happens. You have suddenly, there's three second graders coming every day for the full first week, and you got to get a whole new second grade classroom. Whatever it is, there's always something that your best plan goes a little bit askew. But the way that we manage that is through the best preparedness that we can have. And that has really what has been keeping us, I want to say, the best in the state in so many ways. And so I'm so proud of how well it's run. Of course, our scores are important. And of course, the responsibilities that we have to our families are important, but also, of course, to our employees. So I really appreciate that. And Dr. Nava McKinney has one more thing.
Rachel Ann has been very thorough, so I'll try not to be redundant. But I just want to acknowledge the fact that back-to-school basketball game, y'all, Board Member O'Hara Block was the lead free thrower that she beat an Olympian. A whole Olympian in throwing free
He played
throws.
soccer.
He was still an Olympian. The fact
and we
runs,
have
he was
video
still
proof.
and we have video proof. The second thing is Board Member TK Fain and those defense. Okay, she was on the ground, y'all, trying to get the ball. I don't see how she's here today. And our very own Dr. Battle. She got some shots in too. I got video. Yeah, I got proof. But yeah, it was a great. I really want to acknowledge all the activities between the back to school activities that we had across the city and the back to school events that was hosted by the district. Just the excitement of the return of school I haven't seen in a long time. And families and community members were excited to get involved, to be a part of it, and to participate. And this is what we want for our students and our families and our community. And so the more that we can do this, let's do this. And I just want to say thank you to everyone, including our students and families, our community partners, and everyone across our district who got involved to make this return back to school a success. I do have a funny story with my son. He started middle school this year, so new school, new grade. Really exciting for him, but the back to school song, the new song that we have, theme song that we have, he had already heard it, and we played it multiple times in the car, and he was there for the opening ceremony, so he already knows all the words to the song. So on the first day of school, it was played in his school, and being a sixth grader, he had to be real cool, like he didn't know the words. So we were asking him, he was like, yeah, I was singing it in my head because I couldn't let the other kids know that I knew the words. I was like, okay, welcome to sixth grade and middle school. So this is where we are now. But yeah, I'm just real delighted about the opportunities that our students can receive to just shine and show their brilliance and excellence. And I really just appreciate everyone who was instrumental in making that happen as well. And as we continue to do programming across our district and provide opportunities across our districts, we can let our students shine and see their brilliance. And we just step out of the way to make it happen. So I really appreciate us giving our students the resources and opportunity to be successful. And everything else has already been said. So thank you, Human Resource and chiefs and everyone who made the start of the school year and all this work throughout the summer happen. Thank you.
Okay. It looks like there's no further questions or comments. So we will move on with our agenda as planned. So I appreciate all those updates. And of course, we'll continue to get them as we have our 20-day enrollment and all the other things that happen at the beginning of the school year. And so I look forward to us continuing to get this good information. And of course, if it's something we got to work on, as you say, know where you are, but don't be afraid. What is it? I'm sorry. Don't stay there. Started to give you a whole new quote. I apologize. All right, that gets us to public participation. So public participation, for that, we have 3 people, I believe, signed up for public participation. Yes. So you will stand up here at the front. We have a new-ish timer right here on the corner for your 2 minutes. Thank you so much, Member Tyler. My beautiful Vanna here. It will count down from 2 minutes. When I think it gets to 30 seconds, it turns a color to kind of warn you. And then it does have an alarm that I feel like I need to just warn everybody with because it's a bit jolting. So there's the 2-minute timer here. You, of course, don't have to provide where you live for your own security. If you can tell us what district you're within, that would be great. So we know for constituent services. But you're welcome to come up here. And we'll start with Sonia Thomas. And then we'll have Jennifer Johnson, and I apologize if I have messed that up, and then Kendall Maupin. So we'll start with Sonia, and we got the time.
Thank you. My name is Sonia Thomas, and in the spirit of every student known, and thank you for that, we must make sure that every parent is in the know. The last time we were here, Nashville Propel parents distributed our white paper, and I want to give you a quick synopsis and one of the recommendations in particular I want to talk about. We conducted a parent poll across MNPS where we polled 340 parents, K through 12, and there were some things that stood out. The frequency of updates that parents received on their child's reading progress varied significantly. Report cards are misleading. A substantial majority of the parents, 82%, report that their child's report card consists of B's or better. And another finding was that most parents, 78% of them, believe that their child was reading on grade level. And a school's focus on teaching reading is a major factor in choosing a school for specific parent groups. And so there's one recommendation that we want to make to Dr. Battle and to the board that I think that will help students, parents, and the district. And that is that we redesign our report card. As we look across districts that are parallel to us, such as Sumner, Williamson County, and Shelby County, they have redesigned their report cards. Report cards do not tell the whole story. Aside from letters, grades A, B, C, and D, report cards should also include whether or not a child is reading on grade level. And we should be encouraged by our conversations with schools and educators who are interested in piloting with us as they see this as a gap too. And so, Dr. Battle, we look forward to sitting down with you and maybe looking at a redesign of our report cards as we move things forward for kids and make sure that every student is known. Thank you.
Thank you. That gets us to Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson. All right. That gets us to Kendall Maupin. Hi.
My name is Kendall Maupin. I'm a Nashville Propel proud parent of 2 kids. Dr. Battle, we emailed you on May 30th and June 12th of 2024 and shared our white paper and requested a meeting with you to discuss our white paper and recommendations. I personally spoke with Mr. Chief and Staff Hank Clay, and he reassured me that he would respond and set up a meeting with Nashville Propel. On July 23rd, Mr. Hanks also let Sonia Thomas know that we was going to set up a meeting when school started. School has started. We are looking forward to receiving an email with a date and a time for the meeting, and we will be more than happy to host the location. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, still not here. Okay. That gets us from public participation to our governance issues. As you can see, they're listed all under the letter A as actions. We have 1 through 5. We can do all of them at the same time. We've had a motion to approve it as listed. Do I have another motion to approve it now?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Second. It's been first and seconded. Do we have any discussion or questions about these governance items? All right. Seeing there's no discussion, all those in favor of passing all these consent items, please raise your hand. All right, that is unanimous. Thank you so much. All right, that gets us to board reports. And for that, I'm first going to turn it over to Member Masters to discuss with us about the governance committee meeting we had at 4:30.
Thank you. So we had a short governance committee meeting at 4:30 today. We really were revisiting 2 policies that we had discussed at the last meeting and we did not pass because there were some recommendations from the floor at that time for some adjustments, And so the first is the family life curriculum. The other is the admission of suspended or expelled students, and both of those did pass during the governance committee meeting, or there was a recommendation to pass.
Thank you so much. Next week, we will have, not next week, excuse me, at our next meeting, before it, we will also have a director's evaluation meeting. So, Dr. Nabano Kenny, do we have an update for that?
Yes, thank you, Board Member Elrod. Sorry. I was going to say Mays for some reason. She's right there at the vibe. We do have an update on the evaluation. Evaluations will be live immediately after this meeting. So you should have received an email or will receive an email by the end of this meeting. With the evaluation, please go in. Even those that are leaving by next board meeting, to complete that evaluation process. Board Member Gentry and Masters, we got to get that evaluation complete. And that's right. You guys have had 100% rate of return. So thank you so much. We're going to miss you. But this is that final evaluation for the fourth quarter of the 23-24 school year. The deadline, we will have a committee meeting hearing on a director's evaluation committee meeting hearing on August the 27th. So we are asking, since it will be available tonight, to give you 1 week to complete it by the 20th. Everyone? Because the longer we take, the longer it will take to complete. So if you guys will complete it by the 20th, we need to be able to do a report, compile a report, and be able to send that back out to make sure that we have everyone's input in that report, and have it available and ready by the 23rd. So if you guys, again, the 20th, go ahead and mark your calendars, and I will also send you a calendar invite for that completion by the 20th of August. And we will do the director evaluation to complete out the school, not to complete out the school year, but to complete out the fourth quarter on the 27th. And then follow that, the September, we will have the final evaluation, or we should. Have we gotten all the state data in yet? So as soon as we get as soon as we get all the state data, then we will do the final evaluation for the 23-24 school year, early September, fingers crossed. But we are tied with getting that state data in to complete out the evaluation process. All right, any questions? Nope. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. All right, that gets us to announcements. So do we have any announcements? District 1.
I don't have an announcement, but I just want to again thank Dr. Battle as the longest-serving member of the board at this time. Just as has already been mentioned, the opportunities that we've had over the years on day one. But I want to just highlight something you did share that I think you didn't really gloss over it. But it was the participation and the time you took to spend with the bus drivers. You know, we've had leadership in this district that has avoided speaking with our non-certificated employees at all costs. Literally everything from ignoring their concerns to minimizing their concerns to just not understanding the role that they play in this whole process of education. And, I've said it before here that when it's all said and done, I would love to be able to walk up to any employee in MNPS and ask them what it is that they do. And they give me the exact same answer, that my job is to provide a high quality education experience so that every student is known in MNPS. And I think that we're as close as to that than I could have ever imagined us being. And so I just want to thank you for what you do from sun up to sundown with 2 children of your own at home and a family at home. And the 99,000 places you are in a day. I don't think people realize that you're not sitting in an office sending emails and giving directions, that you're there. And I think that has also made the difference in, at the start of this meeting at about 4:50, a teacher came through that swing door up here and said, "I'm a teacher." I said, "Hi, it's good. I'm a teacher." It's okay, just to say hi to you. And that just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. And so I thank you for, I mean, not just the work and with the obvious outcomes that we've gotten as from that work, but there is an authenticity in what you do and in how you do what you do that is not, it's not replicated. It can't be mimicked. It's a genuine push and drive and vision and belief that whatever we see today can be 10 times better tomorrow. And it's amazing to me. It really, really is that you've been able to bring so many people along with you on that, like convincing people. People don't give up days in the summer. I mean, our Facebook page used to be running out with the teachers and all the memes and the TikToks, but get the butt up out of here. I'm not coming back. I can't wait for the summer. And of course, they enjoy the break and the time off. But to know that people have spent their time off doing the things necessary to ensure that we would have a first day of school that we had this year is truly a testament to your leadership, what the leadership team you've surrounded yourself with, the messaging that they repeat, which gets to the district, which gets to the schools, which gets to the families, which gets to the students. And, you know, it gets harder and harder for people to come up here and throw shade. It gets harder. And it's going to keep getting harder because of what you do. And I appreciate it. But what it does, it allows the people sitting at this table to focus on what's important and not be distracted and sidetracked by all kinds of other things that are not, at the end of the day, going to get the results that we've gotten and will continue to get for this district. So thank you. Thank all of you sitting out here, and pass those things on to everybody that you are leading and working with in your offices. And you appreciate it, each and every last one of you. So thank you.
District 3.
Thanks, Sharon. Ditto. Does that work? No, I did. I wanted to just to provide distinct examples. I'm a big fan of MNEA and enjoy working with MNEA. I think a lot of you know my father was a union organizer with Tennessee Education Association, so I always say I grew up in and on public schools. And this is the first school year as a board member. I received 3 correspondences from MNEA leaders early on, and they were all compliments. And I appreciate the critical eye. I really do. If there's something, you know, that I can help bring to light. But and one of them was from someone who's pretty straightforward fella, and sent a compliment. And it was just really nice to see and to feel like that we've just been in this place, I think, especially for the past couple of years, where there's this open communication and everybody is able to voice their concerns and then they're addressed. I have to publicly call out our HR department because step raises took effect in COLA with the first paycheck. That's like not that easy to do with this many employees. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I had a parent coming in a little hot over a bus situation, only to then email me 24 hours later saying it's taken care of. I've got a bus stop now. So just, it is nice to see those things coming in. And I really appreciate that. And I'm in it as a mom too. I mean, I was up at the school today messing with my kids' schedule, and everybody's like, we'll get it taken care of. It's going to be fine. Okay, one more. Another one told me someone from the enrollment center emailed her back at 6:10 p.m. And she's like, I did not expect that. I wanted that lady to go home and have her dinner. But it's just, it feels like when you're working for something that you know is working for kids, there's just that level of dedication. And when the people at the top, the people with those chief titles, are honoring that with what they're doing to support, I just think it makes a huge difference. And I don't know if we've said this publicly yet. I know we've had some shifts in leadership, but I have to say, like, I want to be sure that our teachers and principals know what they have in Renita Perry and you know, what an amazing leader she is and how amazing she is going to be in this role. I've seen her in action. And I mean, we have someone in that position who's really going to fight for what we need and be a champion. So I'm excited about that. So I'm saving the rest for next meeting, but yeah, just, and I did also want to mention one thing that happened. Goodlettsville Middle School had an event. And I got to even cut a ribbon. There's even like a confetti gun, and it was like very exciting. The College and Career Ready Labs, they worked really hard and you know, got letters from members of the community and got this grant to put together this College and Career Ready Lab. It's the first one of its kind in MNPS. I'll bring y'all some more information so you can be jealous. And the students get to have these hands-on experiences that relate to some of the different academies in our high schools. So like they're going to learn how to put in an electrical outlet, which, I mean, like, I don't know how to do that. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. It's everything from personal finance to occupational health and safety, veterinary medicine, barber shop. I mean, I don't know who's going to, like, volunteer to get there, but it'll be great. But just super excited about that and the fact that that's what's happening in Goodlettsville and hopefully in some more of our middle schools, just to give the students even more reason to sort of figure out who they are and find more reasons to want to come to school every day. I think that's really important. Yay, Goodlettsville Middle.
District 4.
I do want to start out by wishing Board Member Gentry an early birthday. Her birthday is the 15th, along with Christian Bugs and my husband. Their birthday is all on the same day, so just want to wish you all a happy birthday, early birthday. I do want to acknowledge, we had a back-to-school bash in the McGavick cluster. This is our first time that we, with the help of the district as well, pulled all of our elementary and middle schools together with our high school to hold a back-to-school bash. So it was a one-stop shop for families to meet their elementary, middle, and high school. And the high school, McGavick High School, had all of their career academies or their academies of Nashville visible, so families could see what was in each academy and have experience to kind of see what happens in each one of those academies. So that was really exciting. I think we had our largest participation for back to school and back to school orientation at McGavick High School, which was pretty amazing. And we hope to continue to build on top of that. I just want to thank all of the community partners as well as our Chief Robles for really helping us with the financial component, because that was a lot of work to put together. So thank you so much for your strategic work in that. The Principal Jackson over at McGavick, and all of the teachers and families who came together for this great experience. The other thing is we're really excited about the football turf. We've seen pictures and highlights of it coming in, so we're really excited about it rolling out and having its first game on the new football field. So we're really excited about that. And to echo Dr. Gentry and Ms. Masters, I think I started the district here as a parent in 1997. And then also as an employee a little bit later. So I have seen the change of superintendents over the years that we have had across the district. And I will say, and it's not just to give Dr. Abato a big head, but I have really seen her be student first and really focused on every student known, as well as making sure that her team is focused on what we are all here for, and that is about student and student success. And so I just really appreciate all the work that you have done to lead your team and your schools across the district to move the needle for kids in our district. And the mantra that know where we are, but don't stay there. And so every year we are seeing a return on our investment when we as a board are working together to provide the resources and taking away the distractions that allows Dr. Battle to do her job and her team to do the job for kids. And so I just really appreciate that and appreciate where we are, and hopefully when these test results come out, we have that three-peat and then we move on to that four-peat. Or quadruple P. And really moving the needle. But each year we have been able to move the needle for kids, and that is what we are here for. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has played a part in that.
I promise we're going to get to District 5 and on, but I'm going to skip real quick to District 8 as we have a parent trying to
I'm
get
trying
to
to make the end of my
child's
kids' soccer
event.
game. So I just really quickly want to say how exciting it was to see the students do the Every Student Known song. I was out of town and had to miss the initial performance. 4 of those kids I have known since kindergarten, and so super fun to also see people who I know and love. And also Miss Hammonds and Miss Wally both have worked with my kids over time. So again, that was just like personally so joyful and joyful, for the district as a whole. I think you all know that like one of my number one things is leadership broadly, but specifically school leadership. I wanted to take an opportunity to say thank you to Dr. Battle for visiting the 3 new principals in District 8 within the first week of school. And I suspect you've done that maybe across the whole district. And it just, I know that kind of thing really, really matters for people who you have chosen yourself, which is fantastic, to also see you show up and support them when they are just starting to get used to it. And it is the hardest job there is. So I just want to say thanks for doing that. And that kind of support for leaders is the type of thing that has gotten us to where we are. So with that, I'm going to bug out for my kids' soccer game. Thank you very much.
What team? District 5.
I didn't have any specific announcements. I did want to remind people that the jamborees are taking place this weekend. Procon plays Friday. That's the only one that I can remember. Yeah, but we play Friday. No, but I'm like, that's the one that I can. I'm kind of biased, but Procon again plays Friday. But most of the jamborees does take place on Thursday. And in remembrance of those jamborees, I want to talk about the clear bag policy because I needed a refresher for that. So I wanted to throw that out as a refresher. We're implementing those clear bag policies this year. So I can't show up with my bag of goodies anymore.
Just you
Oh.
don't mind people seeing.
I don't want y'all to see all my snacks. I don't want y'all to see all my snacks, but But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, and I just plus one what everyone says, because again, I'm a newbie on the board, but also been in Nashville now for 8 years, and my son has been a part of MNPS for 6 of those 8 years, and we're graduating this year, so y'all check on me. But yeah, I just want to reiterate that, like, I say that all the time. When I first moved here, I heard all kind of negative stigma about MNPS and why my child should stay in private school because he was in private school at that time. And I was like, well, I turned out fine, and I went to public school, and I went to Shelby County Public School. And no shade, but I survived. You know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, I'm sure we'll be fine. But ever since he's been a part of MNPS in the program, I've seen his growth over the years. I've seen his development. I've seen the programs he's been a part of. I've seen all the opportunities he's been blessed with. And now we've been blessed, to take it even further for a full college ride. And he wouldn't be able to get there if he didn't have that. And so that's just what I wanted to say.
District 6.
Yeah, we're proud of our nephew. So really quickly, just a couple of things that I wanted to announce. The main one here is there will be a health and resource fair on August 24th at Mill Ridge Park. That's on Saturday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that is sponsored by the Coalition for Better Futures. And Meharry Medical College will have their really big, large truck out there giving for free medical screenings and healthcare services. So I encourage everyone who is interested in receiving those free services to come on out to Mill Ridge Park on Saturday, August 24th from 4 to 7 p.m. Also, really quickly, point of personal privilege, I want to say happy anniversary to my sister, who is celebrating her 16th year as a Metro Nashville Public Schools bus driver this month. And she is super excited about it. So to Marsha Martin, happy anniversary on 16 years being a dedicated bus driver. And she absolutely adores her babies. She drives for Exceptional Ed, and she absolutely adores those babies and will fight you for them, trust me. So just a quick shout out to her. Also, I will be starting up my monthly community meetings again in September. I will put the information on my socials. Not all the meetings will be in person. We will have some virtual meetings, but every single meeting will start with the Every Student Known song being played at the beginning of that meeting. I was literally back there in tears again today, listening to those beautiful little voices, and so I'm so proud of them. Let's make sure I don't have anything else to cover here. 6. And congratulations to, this is an exciting time of year. I was able to attend a couple of different freshman orientations, one at Antioch and one at Cambridge, and I've never seen students and parents so excited to get started with the school year. It was amazing, and full houses at both events. They're literally standing room only. It was a great opportunity. And I will be sharing more information later about open houses across District 6 as they start to come in. And I'm kicking off my Celebrate District 6 Schools again. You see, I'm Cane Ridged out today. And also welcome back to our now senior student school board member, Christina Tran. And we will be joined by our new junior school board member in September. I'm looking forward to her joining. It's going to be a great combination. So thank you for being here tonight, my dear. And I think that's it. Thank you.
District 7.
On September 13th from 4 to 7, we will have the Glencliff Cluster Bash. So I invite you to come out, and we're going to have a football game following. So come out. We'll have free food, bouncy houses. You hear from the community. But come out and show our love for the best cluster in the whole wide world and the most beautiful cluster in the whole wide world. Oh, yeah, I'm saying it. The most best. Yes, and the most beautiful cluster. Yes, come out and join and celebrate with our neighbors and our family and show some love to the Glencliff cluster. Thank you. And if you want to be a vendor, contact me.
District 9.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to DJ Rucker at Lawson for winning the Tennesseans Nashville area's top preseason high school football linebacker poll. So congratulations, DJ. That's exciting. It gives us a lot to look forward to this season. I was also going to mention the clear bag policy. Glad that you said that. Also want to say that the Nashville After Zone Alliance is providing free after-school programs across the city. In District 9, one of those programs will be at H.G. Hill Middle School. Students at H.G. Hill are the ones who are allowed to apply to participate in that free program. You would need to email LaDonna Harris at ayestn@gmail.com. And I'm also going to share this information on all my socials. So if you have a student at HG Hill who wants to participate in that free after school program, you would need to apply for that probably as soon as possible because it's going to fill up. And then also, I don't really want to belabor what's already been said because I know everybody's ready to go home, but I just want to make sure that Dr. Battle knows how deeply confident I and the rest of the board are in her leadership and in her leadership team. So thank you all for what you do. We appreciate you.
Thanks. I'm going to go and then we'll hear from our student board member. I first want to make sure that everyone is aware that Overton is having their Title I meeting on August 26th from 5 to 7. That information's inside the newsletter. And if you are a part of the Overton community, you are well aware that that newsletter is prompt and thorough. And so that information is there, but just in case. Additionally, I just again want to thank all of our staff and our teachers for making sure that the back to school times have gone as smoothly as possible. We've talked about it, quite at length today, but there's also so much that we're doing outside of that. Tonight is a number of open houses. My kids own open houses tonight. Right now. And so I appreciate all that commitment to it and making sure that our schools are available and open to our families. From a board perspective, I also want to make sure that everyone's aware that the Pencil Back to School breakfast is happening on the 22nd. And if you are not on the board but would like to go to the Pencil Back to the School bash, it is a great time. In fact, I've never actually ate breakfast there. I'm too busy talking. Imagine such. And so that's usually what happens, but it's a good time if you are interested. You can go to the Pencil Foundation. They do great work inside of all of our schools. And then lastly, for families, don't forget that all the permission slips are due. We really would like them done as soon as you can, but by August 30th. We try to make it as easy as possible. I know it's not a lot of them, but that's because we want to partner with you in that education that you have with your child, and we want to make sure that you're informed of everything that will come their way. And so please make sure that you visit the portal for that. And if you don't know how to do that, you of course can talk to our amazing family center like we talked about, or of course your principal. And then that gets us to our seniors board member Tran.
Good evening, everyone. Today I actually have something pretty serious to talk about, which is why I kind of wanted to go at the end. The MNPS motto is every student known. I think that's very clear to everyone. And standing by that, I wanted to address the fact that in the past year, 2 Lawson students have unfortunately taken their own lives. I'm keeping them anonymous, respect to their families, but I understand how difficult of a topic this is, but I'm not willing to stay silent or just let them be ignored or forgotten. So after the death of one of these students, a response among some of the students at Lawson was that they weren't surprised that the student who died committed. This is obviously not okay. I think there has to be change. Things obviously can't remain this way. There needs to be something done to combat mental illnesses, especially in schools, and to prevent something like this from happening again, and to combat the stigma around mental illness. So I also want to remind everyone to check up on your loved ones because you never know what they might be going through. And on a lighter note, I hope everyone had a good first week of school, and I hope everyone knows that they are loved and cared for, and when you speak up, your voice can be heard. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. All right. Well, with that, there's no further business. This meeting is adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov